This is my life. This is my life.
One thing I love about this team is that we've been holding each other down the whole time, and we've been realizing that, like, yo, when Denard led, it was warfare. I had to like whisper in his ear, like, keep going, don't stop, because the enemy really wants you to give up. You know, on the second day when Annie's leading, there's, you know, these issues, and Denard is like, let's go. You know, like, we're just with each other, like, let's go. You got it. So it's day 3, and it's my turn to lead worship. Tamika didn't have a key, and I left my key in the room. So when I went to get into the room, she was downstairs. I called her like, oh, do you have your key? She didn't have her key. And I'm like, okay, I'm coming down. When I go downstairs, they're not downstairs. I'm like, okay, what's going on? I come back upstairs and Tamika's in the room. And so I'm like, how did you get in the room? I thought you didn't have your key. And she's like, oh, well, I just went to the front desk and they made me a key to the room. And so I'm like, what? Like, why would they make you a key to the room and like your name is not in the room? Did they check anything? Mind you, just a second ago, I had gotten a key made downstairs and they asked me for my ID. And I'm like, you asked me for my ID and my name is on the room, but you didn't ask Tamika for her ID and her name is not in the room. So you didn't check, like there's no consistency. So I was like, dang. I called the front desk and I'm like, hey, like, is this something that happens? Like, y'all just give out keys? Like, to random people? Like, anybody could just come into my room? So, fast forward to sound check. After like the first verse, then I don't really want like any accents, no accents, mostly just toms and kicks. I'm saying like after the first verse, like I don't really want a lot of accents. Higher than we've been before. We were in F, now we're in G. We're sound checking and I find out that service has been moved up. It's not as late as we thought it was. And none of us knew. Annie?
I'll find Annie for you.
Oh. We do. We'll pray the glory to make that.
Glory.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. You know what? Let's just do Pour Me Out. I don't even want to. We're not doing this today. Because it's been enough. Every doggone day, there's been enough. Let's just do Pour Me Out. And maybe since we're there, while we're there, yeah, and we'll flow from there. Boom.
Boom.
Pow.
Direct him, he's directing us. So wherever you go.
And so I'm like, oh man, I gotta change my clothes and let me run upstairs and use my key to get into the room. Well, would you know that the lady I spoke to on the phone, she canceled our keys to the room. Do you understand how upset I was? I was like, no. Because in my mind, I'm like, okay, we have 5 minutes. They said they were going to stall for us. Like, I could just run upstairs, get dressed. So we run upstairs, try to put the key in, not working. So I'm like, no. So I'm tight and I'm like, forget it. I'm just going to wear what I'm wearing, looking crazy. I'm going to just look crazy. It's okay. Go downstairs and I just lay on the floor and I worship until it's time for us to go on. Because in my mind, I'm like, it's done. It's crazy, like when you begin to see these things unfold and the enemy will try to make you think that you're crazy. You're not crazy. You're not crazy. This stuff is not a coincidence. I know somebody's sitting on here talking about she crazy, but I'm not crazy. And after all of the stuff that we had to fight through this weekend, to get to this point. Like, and we fixed the sound and we fixed a lot of issues, you know, that were going wrong. But this was like, yo, you used my own phone call to this lady like, hey, please, like, don't give out extra keys and you cancel these keys. Lady, I'm annoyed. So I kind of went into the elevator and banged on the wall and the light popped out. It's not my proudest moment. So let's be real. On a scale of 1 to 10 on my frustration and overwhelmedness, it was definitely a 59.
This is my life. This is my life.
So if you enjoyed this video, share it with somebody who has anger issues. No, I'm just kidding. No, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, to share, to comment, and subscribe. Listen, share this video with somebody who just seems like they are going out of their mind, and it seems like everywhere they turn, there's something else coming up. I promise you, in this next video, I'll show you how the Lord vindicates, how the Lord sees me through this situation, and it ends up being okay. I promise. But you gotta watch next week.